Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. How y'all doing? What's up, guys? How's it going? You doing alright? Are you ready for some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc? Ready for more murder mystery? More anime murder mystery? Let's close that. Let's get the game loaded up real quick. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, just make sure. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was going to open on the right screen now. Alright, let me just do one thing real quick before we start playing. There we go. Alright.
Danganronpa.
Okay. Everything should be up and running, ready to go. I think we're good. Okay, so let's see, last time, little recap of last stream on Sunday there, we finished up chapter 4, which was, it was the trial of chapter 4, yeah. Turned out that Sakura killed herself, so there was, no Blackened to punish, but turned out Monokuma did find or did know about Alter Ego the whole time and destroyed the laptop, which was pretty sad. We then went into chapter 5, where Kyoko was telling us about the 16th student and warning us about them. And she had a plan to try and steal some things from the unlocked rooms because she got a key. And while she was gone, we went to the gym. What happened was she left, and then we went to bed that night. And then some masked character came in to our room and then disappeared, and then Kyoko appeared, and then disappeared. And then the knife we had was gone. And then after that, we went to the cafeteria and were woken up. Or we went to the cafeteria and met with Hira, who then took us to the gym, where apparently everybody had been up all night and was dismantling the Monokuma robot. For some reason, the headmaster, or not the headmaster, but the mastermind, whoever's behind all this, for some reason isn't controlling Monokuma anymore and seems to just be gone. And then we went to the garden and found a dead body, which was kind of covered up in a tarp, not tarp, but they were covered up in something that had the mask on, that the same mask that was on the person that attacked us, or tried to attack us in our room, but we don't know who it was, and when we tried to look at the body, it exploded. And that's where we left off. We left off right after the body exploded, and we have basically started the investigation to try and figure out who the fuck this is, how they died, and also where Kyoko is, and what the hell's happening with the Mastermind. If they're... we just don't know. We don't know what's happening, so... that's where we're at. So let's jump in and try and figure out what the hell's going on with Chapter 5. Let's go. Yeah, so we just left the garden, and that's where we saved. Oh, right. We got a key that looked like it was going to work on the data center. Yeah, because they had that drop next to them. I forget. Is the data center's not on this floor? It's on the... yeah, it's on the floor below. It's on the 4th floor. Yes. Okay. Alright, let's go see if the if we can get into the data center. Or data lab, I guess I should say. Or center, whatever. It was definitely locked before. Let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I'd found in the garden into the keyhole, click. It fits. Then this is the key to the data center. I managed to unlock the data center. I guess all that running around paid off. I have to go tell everyone else. I immediately headed back to the garden. So you're back. How'd it go? Hey Gamma Tech, how's it going, man? I found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center down on the 4th floor. Now we can get into the data center now.
I see.
Interesting. But why did the now deceased have that key on them? I suppose we'll just have to go to the data center and find out. Yeah, I think you're right. Here we are. Looks like the door is still unlocked. So, when you open that door, there's not going to be another huge kaboom like before, right? You're asking that question now? Don't worry, we have Makoto. What?
In other words...
it's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. No, it doesn't. It means you see me as an expendable fucking corpse, basically. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used, you know. There's no way. Anything else to say? Okay. I have an obligation to live up to... oh, yes, because I care so much about what you think. Yep, pretty much. I reached out and put my hand on the door, closed my eyes and tried to clear my mind. And with a silent prayer, I slowly opened the door. Nothing happened. After making sure I was still alive, I slowly opened my eyes. Oh god. Oh. Oh. Well, that's definitely looks like where he's been monitoring everybody, so... in a word, the room was... strange. I mean, all the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It wasn't a surface fear like the rest of the school. Here, the fear was lurking beneath the surface. The room was filled with that kind of dread.
What?
Hey, that's... Hiro extended a trembling hand and pointed. Look at all those monitors on the wall. Look what they're showing. Yeah, everywhere. Each monitor displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, every part of the school was covered. This is...
what?
It's the direct feed from every single surveillance camera. Damn, we're really in like the end game at this point. All the cameras in the school feed back into this room, and they are displayed here on these monitors.
So that's it.
So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. To watch us? Then this room is
It's all clear now.
the Mastermind's private room, without a doubt. The Mastermind's room. I guess that makes sense. So the Mastermind was here, watching us. Then I think that settles it. Huh? The body in the garden. If they had the key to this room, it can only mean one thing. That was the body of Mukuro Ikusaba, and she was the Mastermind. Then the Mastermind is dead? Like really, really dead? It would seem so. For serious? It's too bad they had to go and die before Master could kill them himself. The Mastermind is dead? Could that really be true? Does that mean it's all over? Because I mean, that body... Whatever happened, they obviously didn't die a natural death. Obviously. So who was it that... But if the Mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this hellhole. We gotta hurry up and find the exit, come on!
That's enough.
No, we have to check this area thoroughly first. Oh, what about the exit? If the Mastermind truly is dead, we can leave whenever we decide to. But right now, we need to find out why the Mastermind set up this life or death game in the first place. And I'm bothered by the fact that the Mastermind was obviously murdered. Murdered? You think so too, huh?
Naturally.
The state of the corpse makes it plain as day. There's absolutely no doubt. The Mastermind was murdered.
But
Why's it gotta be that way? I mean, who could have even done it?
such ignorance.
That's exactly why I said we need to investigate the purpose and identity of the Mastermind.
I'm telling you!
Now do you understand, you useless insect? You're banned from talking to Master ever again. The Mastermind's purpose and why they were killed. This room may very well hold the answers to those questions. After all, the Mastermind must have spent who knows how much time here. Okay then, let's begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the Mastermind. Alright, good deal.
What's your problem?
Hurry up and find something from... Okay. I don't know why they were killed as much as the next guy, but I also really want to get out of here. Jeez, I can't believe how many monitors there are. My eyes are flickering as fast as they are. Okay, I didn't want to click on that, but sure. Nothing showing up in this one. Hey, look, next to that TV. Isn't it a TV antenna?
How about that?
It is, just like the one my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas. Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we could watch TV. Did someone say TV?
You know?
Well, Saturday morning Kina's here. Are you talking about me?
Okay.
Anyway, if we can watch TV, let's do it. Come on.
You know?
You're all starved for the info from the outside world, huh? Alright, let me work my magic and you'll be quantum leaping your way to TV land before you know it. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about? Why was the Mastermind murdered? To figure that out, we need to find out the identity and purpose of the Mastermind. Okay. Okay, so we'll check that. Let's check this desk. A bunch of computers all lined up. Look like high performance PCs, nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego was installed on. They're all on, but they seem to be locked. So what, we can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in? What century are you from? The Mastermind must have been using these to monitor the network. And Alter Ego. You may well be right about that.
What?
But there's no point in thinking about it now. You're right. Oh, there's another door here actually, holy crap. What is this all about? There's a ridiculous number of monitors here. Mastermind has been using them all to spy on us. As long as I have this. Huh? Look at Master go, it's like a feast for the eyes. How much is a monthly membership? What the fuck are you on about? I guess we'll... Why is there a camera here actually? What the fuck? No matter when, no matter where, the surveillance cameras are following up for every move. They're absolutely everywhere. How many cameras does this place have anyway? Why is there one here though? This door's kind of creepy. It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. What could be inside? No luck. Door's locked, huh? What if you use the key that opened this room? Let's give it a try just in case. Nope, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The Mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. Can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't gonna do me any good. Hina's right, the Mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
You know?
Huh?
Oh. Oh. What's wrong?
Hmm.
Good news for you, for all of you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got the TV working. Really? Now all we gotta do is switch it on.
What?
Then do it. Frickin' idiot Mastermind, all you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world.
What the heck?
And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time. They really thought they could get away with it.
Huh?
Oh, that's that camera. Huh? This is... It's the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it?
What the heck?
Huh? That's weird.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Huh?
That's really weird. You're weird. Weird in every way possible. And not just weird, super weird. But this TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So, how's it showing the camera feed?
Well...
Did you try changing the channel? Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try. Hiro went through each channel one by one. But on every channel it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center.
What the heck?
What the heck? Is it broken or something?
Could it be?
No, there must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup. Oh no. Well, this is not good. They really just made him... He just really came out of nowhere like that, huh? Holy shit, that kinda took me aback for a second. Oh no. A trick? What kind of trick?
Actually...
I'm not sure, but...
What?
Nani? Been a while, you friggin' bastards. Monokuma? How? You're supposed to be dead. Me? Dead? Don't be freaking stupid.
What?
You're acting kinda strange. Something seems different.
Of course!
Of course I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. Not even. It's been like a half a day at most. How are you alive again? Oh yeah, that's it. The look on your faces right now is sublime. That's what I wanted to see, the moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you're pretending to be dead all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna laugh now.
Well now.
And that's that.
Shing!
Well, it's almost time to cut off your pasts. So, wait. It's almost time to cut off your pasts. Your past so full of hope and begin to despair at the future ahead of you. I want you to all have way more fun in this killing game. You can't be serious. We have to keep going. No. We were supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here?
I'm being loyal.
How do you not get it? There is no getting out of here. And besides, this life isn't all bad, you know? I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. Are you serious? This place is the worst. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair?
Well now.
Phew, I'm pooped from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get to the point now. The point?
Hey!
You guys really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here. Excuse me. I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
What the heck?
But I connected the antenna, so why is it just showing us the surveillance feed? Oh, look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you all about it. That TV is absolutely, without a doubt, displaying the signal coming in on the antenna. But what does that mean? It's displaying the signal, but it's just us standing here.
Unbelievable.
You're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. What?
Extreme!
This killing game is being broadcast live to the okay. Doesn't matter how many times he says it, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I understand the deeper meaning. What? Broadcast live to the entire world? What kind of bad joke is this? It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow? The camera feed is being broadcast? No way, that's impossible. That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system, you know that? All you need is one weird trick that I found, and hijacking the airwaves is easy mode. Are you being serious right now?
Of course!
I heard a kind of creaking, but the sound was coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind had begun to creak and groan.
Hey,
Everything has a meaning, you know. All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries, even me luring you here right now. Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience to show them true despair like they'd never seen it before. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment.
what are you saying?
You're lying. If this was on TV, the police and everyone else would be going crazy. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
Actually,
What if they already did? Huh?
yes indeed.
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who would actually come here to help? Don't you think that's possible? I don't really know personally though, so whatever.
This can't be.
But to take control of all communications like that, you'd need an astronomical amount of resources. Yep, so how could things have come this far? Well, that's the secret. There's something all you need to do first, remember? What?
Of course.
Yeah, duh. There's the little business of the dead body. Okay, so wait. Please do not tell me that means Kyoko is the one that is dead. Oh, that would really fucking suck. She's like the only.
A body has been discovered after a certain.
Oh no. Huh? Clash trial? Do you mean?
It's the
I'll leave the
file.
next Monokuma file right here. Everyone give it all you've got, okay?
Heart-pounding excitement.
Okay, things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible, the truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment and how is he still alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is at this point we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally that body can't belong to her. It must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we'd better begin.
But...
If we're gonna have a class trial, that means the killer...
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. So you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no.
Huh?
But you just said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how this game works, after all. Oh my god. Hey, Zeldris. Oh, what's with the new music? Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's body is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Several days old? Even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. Unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to get back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Fucking all of a sudden new music for the investigation. I guess because this is maybe this is like the last one, so they're like, fuck it. Okay, trying to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. What is this on their hand? Something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Kyoko didn't really wear fake nails. Also, what's with the stamp thing on her hand? Remember the guy with the mask that knocked you out? I think it was him. Well, we found out, from what we can tell from what the game has been doing, that masked person was the secret 16th student, because they also tried to attack us with a knife. I mean, basically what happened before this body was, we were in bed, the person with that mask appeared in our room with a knife, then disappeared, and then Kyoko appeared, and then disappeared, and then we found this body. And this body has that mask on before it exploded. So... yeah. Either this is the actual 16th student, or it's Kyoko, or something else entirely, maybe. I don't know. But I guess we're going to find out. Also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but... it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something? I've never seen anything like it before. Kyoko... oh wait, did Kyoko wear... I can't even... you know, I'm trying to remember if I know what her hands look like. I genuinely don't remember if she actually, like, maybe wore gloves or not. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half and the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Body body analysis. Is it Junko? I mean, Junko is dead, been dead for a long time, so I doubt it. Fragments of something. All burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. Also, I'm just going to say right now in chat, we are like close to the end game. If you actually do know anything about what's happening in the game, please do not fucking spoil or even post like little hints or anything in the chat. Last thing I want is for the game to be spoiled for me. Just saying. Because I know how tempting it would be to like drop little hints and stuff. So I will ask people not to do that. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck on the body before it exploded. Force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. Monokuma said the knife went all the way through the body from the front to back. Does that mean that this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? Yep, it's that knife. That's it. It's the knife that a person was holding. This is getting really weird. There's just too many strange coincidences. Whoever this person is in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And then the same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked I was kind of in a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, and maybe then if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko was the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. I kind of miss the other music. I kind of like the other investigation music. I mean, this is fine, but it's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and I was just thinking about how when we first found the body, when the body was found, I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement. Oh, thank you for the host, Gyro. Appreciate that. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 as usual. I headed for the dining hall. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Headed to the gym when everyone else was waiting. Oh, sorry for the yawning. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Just before 9, so it's probably... Okay, so it was about 9 that she found the body. That's right, it had been around 9 o'clock. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. How's the game so far? It's pretty good, man. It's getting crazy right now with the story. Good timing, Mikoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now, and what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so that I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro had been spending most of the time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night there was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina and I were in the gym together the entire last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. And at that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom repairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi? Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling you the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be in quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Woo! Shit. That's not looking good for me. So who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not going to look at it. I don't want to faint anymore. Fair enough. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody, but for how much blood there was in the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Well, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. How would I talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. Thank you too. And there were some chickens in the coop. Wait. One of the chickens is gone? 4?
Yo.
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But
I was down here just before nighttime last night and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
conspiracy.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why would one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Has this been messed with at all? Panel that controls the sprinklers. Set it on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said they turn on precisely. Said that the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. The sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning. Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder was taking place... Ah... True. So the murder had to have taken place after 7:30, and at 7:30 is when I met up with Hina. So it was while we were all together that this happened. So I do have an alibi. Haha. The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. Now let's check the old shedderoo. See if there's any tools missing. Room is dusty and disorganised, in other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. What is that? Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside is totally clean and completely dry. Once even if that tarp is wet and dirty, something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Is that the game's way of saying don't bother looking at anything else? Cool. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. Other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. Somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. Still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious... Yeah, he took the key. Yeah. Don't have a choice. I have to see if you'll let me borrow her room key. I highly doubt he will. Hey, I'm Byakuya. If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay then, in the meantime I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I like how, that one area. I totally know what he's talking about. Usually the map tells me if there's somewhere I'm gonna have to look at, so I'm just gonna look at that. The game oh, this is still here. Monokuma was lying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
Oh. Wait. That's the bomb. It's part of that fragment is from this bomb. Which means someone took this fucking bomb. Wait, Choco? Interesting.
Huh?
A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. That bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragment I found in the garden. Yep. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. Bruh. Why is it not letting me fast travel to the fucking... That's because there's like a cutscene or something for walking through here. Byakuya should be in the middle of his own investigation right now. Once he's done with his search, he'll probably head back to the garden. Oh, I see. Okay. That's why it's not letting me go there. Okay. Think you can go soon?
Let's go.
You want to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me. Well then, here we go. And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. Let's finally have a look at what she's got going on in here, huh? Oh. It's very plain, like mine. There's no decorations or anything. Interesting. So, this is Kyoko's room. What is this? Something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key? The lockers are... wait, the lockers are those really traditional public bathhouses used them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. Doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. I'm assuming the dojo had wooden... those kind of wooden things, didn't it? Right? Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something on the dojo. Yep. Cool. Alright. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Okay, I guess check the bathroom. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I'd better not. Okay, really? I think. Okay, whatever.
What?
I wanted to come here, right? So, what it is you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand. Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take the time to search out. That's why you. What? That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us more sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Oh, right. I guess, yeah, we'll look at this. Huh? What's this?
It's true.
If something ever happens to her, yeah. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Oh, okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? Oh, I fucking wonder. Could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Ooh. Class number 78 student registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mikuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you, it was a key and... okay. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. Made an effort to pull myself together and then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier? Oh. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. Story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over the Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Interesting. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group? This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way they even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things just as the ordinary person, but then...
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognise it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corp is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers, but they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally renowned from the one I live in. Or totally removed even. I have to say I'm intrigued. Every rumour I've heard say that Fenrir has already...
Found it.
Oh! Oh, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you. What have you got on your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh, you found her profile. So what if we did?
Hey.
Don't freak out on me, I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. In case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about these regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organisation and order. Which is why even I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is now, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hall way back then, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. A misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words.
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16, then.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere, the one they call the ultimate despair.
But the profile says ultimate soldier. So where did she get ultimate despair from?
Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mikuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life? So the one making all the regulations is... Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. Bet she fought for Marley. Oof. Since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a barricade of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you. Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in and day out all the time? Oh, she did wear gloves. I thought I remembered that, but couldn't really remember if she actually did. Didn't really pay attention to her hands that much. Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get. The hands of that corpse didn't seem to have a lot of scars. Interesting. Wait, so on the back of her hand. Oh, actually, that does look kind of the tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? That's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars, which means those fake nails on the corpse. She wouldn't wear fake nails with gloves. Yeah. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said that there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make sure our investigation's fair. Mukuro is related to the case?
It's certainly
Perhaps she's the
possible.
one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student, and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikisaba isn't the culprit. What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the Mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behaviour makes no sense. Why would the Mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap? They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion? That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if the key and the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? So does he not suspect me anymore? Hurry up and check the locker. That's what you're here for after all. Right. There are wooden locks here. They use the wood lock keys just like those super traditional public bathhouses. Looks like they found Kyoko's room. Looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key. Wait, that's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key. Well, cause I think the fact that it says the key says number 6 on it is probably more of a tell than that, but okay, sure. A weird way to go about that.
Right.
Took out the woodlock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock. And click. Oh, it's actually a lot smaller than what it looked like on the table. On the table it looked bigger than that, I feel like. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. Look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks? There's something else inside the locker. It's a worried up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. Duct tape is related to the case somehow, but how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape. Well, I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case, but how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Back here?
Hmm.
Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on onto the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? How are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? The library. Or the archive, I guess. Yeah. That's right, the archives has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We'll only have so much time before the trial begins, let's hurry. Okay. So, it's... okay. Hold on a second. So... I'm just going to say right now that the body is clearly Junko. And I'm going to say, I don't know if you're still here, Mellowbee. I don't know if you said that in the chat because you knew that. And you were just spoiling that, or if you didn't know that. I don't remember if you'd played this before. You've been in chat before. If you did know that that was Junko's body, and you put that in the chat before I was able to find out on my own, kind of annoyed at that. That's kind of a dick move, to be honest. To just fucking post a spoiler like that in the chat. If you didn't know, and you haven't actually played this game before and you were just guessing that, then good fucking guess, I guess. But I don't know. Either way, clearly it's Junko's body. Because one, I noticed that the boots that the body was wearing, and when it showed us all the students, that Monokuma showed us the image of all the students, I recognised the boots. And then the bomb, clearly they had to blow up the body so that we wouldn't find out it was her. The fake nails, I'm pretty sure it was something she wore. And pretty much confirmed with those arrows, because that is literally the thing that was used to kill her, was she was shot by a bunch of arrows. So someone somehow found her body, took all the arrows out, I don't know what the duct tape's about, but they took all the arrows out of her body, the corpse, and then they put her in the garden, covered her up, and then planted that bomb on her to blow her up when we found it, so we wouldn't be able to tell who it was, and we would assume that it was Kyoko who's died. And I guess they were trying to get us to just like somehow fuck up at the class trial or something? But I mean, technically nobody killed her. Also, it seems, I guess, maybe they're also trying to fool Monokuma? Because he doesn't know? Because I mean, if he knew that that was Kyoko's body, or that it was Junko's body, surely he wouldn't do the announcement for it and be like, oh, class trial, because he would be like, they're already dead, nobody killed them, I killed them. You know? So it makes no sense. So I wonder if this is going to be a case of, like, Monokuma literally doesn't know who killed them this time. But he also did have the report on the body telling us, like, all the info on how they died, so he does know? I don't fucking, I'm so confused. I guess we'll find out. Excuse me. Alright. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere out here. Seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. Quickly returned with a file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way into high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. Okay, whatever. Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into an enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles, operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumours indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tensions within the group and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they are a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean the fucking tattoo on the body? Oh, I see. The tattoo on the hand of the corpse, and they're going to be like, see, it's the 16th student, but then we're going to find out, oh, actually, Junko was a soldier there. Although she didn't wear gloves or anything, so how would she have had that before? Or they could have just, put that tattoo on the corpse. They could have just drew it on to, like, fake it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Wow, that's it? Class trial already? Jesus. I feel like I've not got a lot to go on, but I guess we'll see how this goes.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
Okay.
Anyway, it's time to begin the
Thanks for that.
class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Well, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking about and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second? He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tense up and prepare myself, but we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Oh. Or what? Jesus. Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words...
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. Oh my god, is it fucking Kyoko? When we had that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey,
Hey! She is alive. Thank fucking god. God, I was gonna be... I mean, I knew she was alive because there was no way that was her body, but still. Hell yeah. I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Where the fuck has she been, though? Kyoko? Kyoko? You're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulations did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyways, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. How are we going to deal with a shut up. I told you stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss we can do during the trial. Without even looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So... Oh. I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed this announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search, came back down, and just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? That's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then what's that key you found? Then that's what the key you got. I'm having a stroke. That's what the key you found goes to.
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Ooh.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
This is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. And that dusty darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. The dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh wow, what the fuck?
Wait, I can't wait.
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Chills.
Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. Deadly judgment, a deadly despair, a deadly deception, wait. Whatever. Deadly everything. You know how it goes. I think I actually did get one new skill. Oh yeah, I did. Increases the focus gauge by 2. Effective during the class trial, cost 2 XP. I think that's the only other skill that I've unlocked. I mean, I'm assuming there's only like a certain amount of skills you can get throughout the game. Like, there's no way to have all of them unlocked because you only have a certain amount of time to spend with like each person, so. Or maybe there is a way, I don't know. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can then I'll punish everyone. Okay.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, the skills depend on who you spend time with. I'm assuming there's probably some like fucking. There's probably some list of like who the better people are to spend time with to get like the most useful skills for the trials, but I mean, yeah, whatever. Hiro, are you hi?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
Okay.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
At least we agree on that one thing, Byakuya.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Are we really having to go through proving the dead body isn't her when she's right fucking here?
I got it!
Her piercing glare.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Ooh.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Of course it isn't! Why are we going through this? What the fuck? What's happening? Oh my god, just indulge Hiro in his dumbass. Oh my god. Okay. So ridiculous. Fake nails. That's how.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
I guess she must have been wearing gloves as the fake nails thing.
Kyoko
There is still you. Okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body wasn't wearing.
They got burnt up in the
Explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
This part made a lot of people not like Hiro a lot, and I don't really like it either. I still find Hiro
No,
funny for the most part,
There's
though.
no way
Yeah,
the
like,
corpse was
oh, yeah,
wearing
for the most part,
gloves.
Hiro's kind of funny, but like, this is just so stupid. Like, we're literally wasting time on proving that the dead body isn't a person who's fucking standing right next to us. What? It's like the
Whoever
most
it was,
pointless
they
thing
were
in the
wearing
entire
fake
game
nails,
right now.
Remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong
So can we
to
move on to the
Kyoko.
actual important issues then, please? Jesus
Which should have
Christ.
been obvious since she's standing right here.
Thank you.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that
It
out.
was like the most pointless thing I've ever done in any game.
That's the first thing
What
I
the
said.
fuck?
You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Jesus Christ. Ah, okay.
Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Okay. Whoops.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Oh, wait.
then who died?
Alright, tattoo in the right hand to do.
Gotta be
Yeah.
some way to figure it
There is a
out.
way.
And there wasn't any description. Well, if we can't identify the body...
We can identify it. There is a tattoo.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Man, these class trials would go like 5 times faster if Hiro, Toko, and Hina just like shut the fuck up the entire time. Honestly.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
I mean, to be fair, this game in general, I will say if there's any major issue I have had with this game overall, it is like the dialogue sometimes is a bit like kind of insane with how often characters just say completely pointless things that just make things take longer, and it does get kind of annoying. That's like my one issue with the game that I've had so far, to be honest. Other than that, I'm like enjoying it, but like goddamn does the dialogue sometimes just kind of take the piss. We just spouting useless shit to just extend stuff.
Well, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's
Her
a dog.
master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Okay.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Really? Oh, yeah, oh, it would be her profile, yeah, because that mentions the Fenrir stuff, right? And that was, yeah. I was looking for, like, evidence from the Fenrir
That's the
thingy-mabob.
name of the military
Yeah.
group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Hi, man. A wolf. I was the fastest one ever.
Understand?
A big old doggo.
The representation of
Big old
Fenrir
pupperino.
is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf face.
Alright.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Oh, I mean, I guess she's a writer, so maybe, I guess you would have knowledge of that kind of stuff, but that was kind of out of nowhere.
After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Yeah.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh.
Are you saying the Mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a clue last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Wait, so it's not Junko's body? It has to be. Unless Junko, like, this whole time was like... Wait.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Yeah, that's the ultimate
Looking
soldier.
at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
I'm curious where the fuck Kyoko got that from then, because she's the one that said it.
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay, okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Ah, but for... Us, I'm assuming. But I have an alibi.
Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Oh, go ahead.
Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Objection!
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
It was 9.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Pretty sus that Toko went up there, found the body on her own, and then came back. Just saying.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
Toko self-reported voter out. True.
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
But the murder happened after 7:30 because the sprinklers would have went on if it was before that, and it would have been soaking wet. I'm actually thinking right now that Byakuya might have been the murderer, and using like Toko to help him cover it up.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Oops.
It
Did
took
not mean to
place
do that.
Somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the
The
morning.
fuck? Game?
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I do have an objection, yes. What was the first thing you said again?
Time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
And no, you did not.
No, it's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Yeah, the top half because I threw
Sorry,
water
Toko,
on it because it
but
was
you're
fucking
wrong.
on fire.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such a decent
What
word?
in the absolute fuck, Toko? The mouth down south? Okay.
No, saying that the body was wet, but not
Jesus
because of the
Christ.
sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my...
Oh, shut the fuck up, man. Jesus Christ, I hate her.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. Oh, we're doing this, okay.
I admit nothing. No, no, no! Enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this. I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this.
God damn.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
I didn't.
Nothing.
Can I get like a chance to look at what the fucking clues are before
How
it?
can you say it
Wait.
wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
Jesus Christ. Give me more than like 4 seconds to look at the clues that the fucking bullets that I have and then hit it. God damn.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom
fact
half was completely dry.
Seems a little ridiculous that I have to explain to them that the reason the body was wet is because I clearly threw a body on it because it was on fucking fire. I guess she wouldn't know that because she got blown the hell away from it, so, you know, that's a bit fair, but still. Hold on, I have to let the cat out of the room. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick
What?
of her.
Ooh. I couldn't. It's like, oh, I couldn't agree more. On so many levels, you know, I could not agree more with that fucking statement. Oh my god.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Yeah, no
So
shit.
if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In
Thanks.
which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Well, true. I refuse to believe that Kyoko murdered someone.
I'd
That's
just like to say one thing.
okay.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Okay.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
Ooh.
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Oh shit.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you
All right.
actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
Oh really?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Yo, what the fuck? Just gonna throw you under the bus like that?
Huh? The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
The tarp and the shed, which she probably also found. Yeah, let me go ahead and give evidence to why I could still be the murderer. That seems like a good idea.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Because if it was wet, that would fuck with the bomb? Somehow?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In
I
other
guess.
words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Well, shit. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But it had no blood on it.
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. Hey, Starlight Knight. I have to refuse what Kyoko said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Son of a bitch. It would have got dirty though because of blood.
The killer prevents.
So the reason the tarp was because the sprinkler, but the underside of it, it was totally spotless.
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
But it would have, because there would have been blood.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
The chicken that was missing.
They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They cut open the chicken, used the blood, and then like threw the chicken at the Monokuma flower to consume the corpse, probably. I would assume.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Poor chicken. He did nothing.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
And they did that not only to hide the whole tarp thing, but also to make it look like the body was actually recent, when in fact it is not recent, because I'm still pretty fucking sure that that is Junko's body.
Man, that's messed up.
And that the fucking thingy person isn't actually dead. Although Monokuma seems to be pretty adamant that it is her that's dead, so I'm very confused by that.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
It was not, it was like just kind of laid over it.
I think so.
Nope. It was not.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
And who went back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no, she didn't. She fucking ran off and was like, yeah, see you there.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
I mean, I went straight there.
Then you had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
God damn it.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Kyoko,
I must
the
admit,
fuck, man?
Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
God damn. Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Ooh.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Shut. No.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
Shut up.
Not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Yeah, I had no blood on it.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went
Which was
all the
weird.
way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere
Ah,
before.
as the knife we used in Makoto. He's definitely the murderer. That's what you're gonna
That's
fucking
what
say.
I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Yep.
It's
knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no
You
question.
motherfucker.
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Yeah, getting stabbed is not what killed her at all.
The knife we found lodged in the...
It's the same one we gave.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it.
Just because I had the knife, that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Nope.
No!
Clearly is not.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
The knife was already in.
the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
I mean... No?
I got it!
Just no?
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, you sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic...
I might be dumb,
Just chop.
but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Yeah, let me do all your work for you, you goddamn. Fucking...
I got it! After the explosion, he found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
'Twas the bomb from that
No.
Monokuma's thing.
I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Which means I couldn't have done it, because how the hell would I have got access to a Monokuma bomb?
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine, I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Then,
Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, what did this say again? Victims' identities are known. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck on the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So it was a blow to the back of the head. So I guess we use the Monokuma file on something. Because the other two things are what?
the victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
I mean, what? Did he just... Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be it. And more than that, the victim
Literally the first thing he said.
countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue
The debate?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
What? Yeah. How is that not...
Then
Oh,
shall we
wait, is this an...
continue the debate?
Oh, wait, that's going to be an absorb thing.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Right.
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue
The debate?
The victim's fatal injury.
There we go. It seems weird that I'm having to do this for things that we all... for information that we all already know. Seems kind of
Mukuro died
strange.
because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Hey, Koliak? Koliak? Is that how I say your username? Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Yep.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
I mean, there would have been like blood or something on it, surely.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Okay.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it
Okay, can you guys fucking
I feel
stick to
same
the goddamn
way.
point?
Looks like we're on the same page.
Seriously?
Goddamn.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Oh, really?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Oh, does he mean the fucking... these? Because they're, yeah, I mean... Sure.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Yeah.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Right.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Hmm.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Okay, it must be what Hina said that I'm supposed to thingy.
It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
Oh.
You don't sound
I see.
convinced.
So the duct tape would have been, they would have wrapped the duct tape around the arrow to be able to hit them with, and that's why that was bloody. And then they took it off.
Right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Shit.
Back to
Damn it.
Master! You have no right!
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because in the it said the weapon must have been about as it seems like an arrow would just be.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak.
Another weapon?
Oops.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
Yeah, it's
I've
not
never
looking
been to
good.
the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Yeah, unfortunately
What's
we
the
do.
matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Yes. The key that was in her room.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her.
Oh?
Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? She came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? They actually should know better than anyone. What does that mean? I actually do think it's him. I think he's the one that did this.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
I mean, he had her key. He could have planted that in her room very easily.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
You should understand. Master would never.
Yeah, so she's trying to say the proof that he's saying there is the key. Yeah, the key.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime and then left the locker key in my own room. Correct?
But he could have easily put it in there because he had the key to her room.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the.
You should understand that more than anyone.
Byakuya,
What are you? Master would never hide something.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
She couldn't have because you had the key to her room. How would she have gotten in?
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Alright, hold on. I've been trying to hold this till we got to like some kind of break point in the trial or something, but I really need to use the bathroom. So I'm gonna have to be right back, guys. She's already took my star. Please don't give her all my coins as well, for fuck's sake. He's gonna do it. Oh, please, found someone else. No! $109 fucking coins. 109 coins. No. That did not just happen. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Okay. Wasn't expecting it to do that much damage with Slash. That was pretty fucking ridiculous. Oh no. Really? Like, what are the chances of that? Like, seriously, what are the chances?
This one again? And I think Luigi was the single last time. Fucking hell. Alright, well. Let's see if Yoshi and Daisy can last longer than they did before. What the fuck? Hello? I got no chance! I got no chance to even do anything there! That was ridiculous! Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That is not okay. Jesus Christ. Pokemon with no speed EVs is a good tactic. Oh my god, are you serious? It had to happen. It just had to fucking happen, didn't it? He just got a star from his magic lamp. Waluigi has had 2 stars from magic lamps now, and then immediately gets a hidden block with a star in it. Are you fucking serious? God damn it. Jesus Christ.
Still lying, I'm not having that. Okay, that's bad. I was really expecting that to knock him out in one hit. Now he's at +2 and I'm -1 in defense. Okay. Oh god. Please tank this. Oh, I got a fucking crit. Of course he did. Fucking of course he did.
Oh, that damage though. Don't you explode. Oh. An illusion zigzagoon. a fucking illusion zigzagoon. Alright, well, we at least know he has an Alolan Golem sitting in the back. God damn it. I was really weird that I was like, wait, I thought Grass was super effective on Rock. What happened? Yes. Oh. Okay, please be randomized so I can actually use this. It's a fucking Bidoof. Are you serious? Game. What the fuck? Really? You're gonna give me a fucking Bidoof when I'm down to 2 mons right now? God damn it. Oh, that is unbelievable. I mean, we literally don't have any other option but to just try and use it. Oh. Fuck me. Fucking Paris might actually kill me. Can you please miss Fury Cutter? I swear to God, if I lose a Pokemon to a fucking Paris, I'm gonna be pissed. After all the Pokemon
all the legendaries and everything we fought, after fighting Cherin when he had a fucking Kyurem and a Hydreigon, the thing that kills one of my Pokemon is a goddamn Paris. Are you actually serious? What the fuck? I mean, what do you even say to that? That was just some bullshit. Things left, like it's just, it's so bad. The fact that it constantly changes every single time you go to a new angle is really, really annoying. Like you can see, like from whenever it changes angles and I all of a sudden like go a different direction, it's because it keeps changing. It's like every time I get to somewhere where the camera changes, I have to like stop for a second to like readjust. I gotta figure out what I'm getting for food real quick.
Man, I'm hungry.
Yo, same. Shaggy, same. Okay, what are the chances that we find a thick club like maybe like an hour after we added a Marowak to our team?
Oh, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Really had to use the bathroom. Alright. Okay, if I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room. Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Hmm?
Then you're finally starting to understand.
It sounded more and more like the actual thing that's happened here is a trap set up by Monokuma as punishment for us like taking his body apart. Maybe. That seems like... Wait, what? No, that's... No, she could have. Because she stole the fucking key. The key from... She stole the key from Monokuma that lets her get into any room. Oh, shit. So she actually could have done that. A clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie, but this just doesn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. I actually honestly believe that. Like, even though she is lying about that, I think, like, yeah, she's like just doing it to try and clear her name. Because she has no other alibi, but I don't think she did it. And the Mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko. But if that's not really true, what can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and right now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Run away? I mean, I feel like the right thing to do here would be let it go. Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's definitely not the killer. I'm 100% sure she's not the killer. But she has no way of having an alibi because she was literally not there. So, I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
Yeah, true.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Oh, me? Really?
What? It had to be
God
Makoto,
fucking
right?
damn it.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Hmm?
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
You're a snake, Monokuma.
Voting
It's
time?
clearly as a setup. Oh no. Oh wow. A.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
What if we all vote for you?
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
They're not gonna vote for me, right? Huh. Did I fuck this? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills,
It's time for your
thrills,
heart-pounding,
thrills.
positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I mean, I don't see us getting out of this. So... What the fuck? After school lesson. why me? Why would he frame me for this? Oh, that's just... Oh, what the fuck? I thought I was gonna get crushed, but he just dropped me down a hole? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Oh. Oh, that's what happened. I thought he was showing her as, like, just to fuck with me. Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that? What I'm saying is you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing, it was a pinch and an itch. The stupid virus isn't gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell's going on?
Calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
No. It's the mastermind that's... It's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. What? The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the centre of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy brings in tops. Why are we at the beginning again? What's happened? Say if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life without hundreds of years of position. It's the cream of the crop. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. 2 things: you need to attend the school. You have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll there. So if you're scouted by the school itself, standing there at the gates of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Oh, was it like my life flashing before my eyes or some shit? What? What am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of the hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk out in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd never been in before. What the heck is going on? Gah. Whoa, the fuck? Oh, finally! I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was it just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in, but that was just the beginning of my problems. What was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. No, not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend, and with that my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Oh. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? That's a rocket and a tank? I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked in at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Well, that was pointless too. Next I search for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? That strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? Carefully stretched my hands out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. How the hell did you get down here?
Awful.
Fucking the noodles on our head. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick shake. Sharp shake to get rid of the trash and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. Snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Ah, that really helped the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt? Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
Even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
Well listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. You have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently I had forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then it really is true. You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what made you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I'm positive it was the work of the Mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the Mastermind's plan. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
It could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the Mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the Mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The Mastermind, one of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it could only make sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the Mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the Mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
What? Gah. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. The ultimate detective? Correct. And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh, shit. You know, I was kind of thinking, with just the way she was talking before about the headmaster and all that, it seemed like maybe they were going to be related. And I thought maybe that would be the case, but I didn't want to say anything. Just in case I was wrong. Damn. Yeah. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Yeah. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It made perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster... I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck around the headmaster's room. What did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know what anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if they were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realised whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Has to do with Mukuro Ikisaba, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the Mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikisaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The Mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The Mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the Mastermind themselves are somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikisaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have... There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night? I can't hear them. I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away as I followed, and I saw the shadow go right into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the Mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the Mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the Mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you, and because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means that the Mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the Mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivations comes from despair. Then they are, make no mistake, they are the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Arzu in the YouTube chat. How you doing? Chapter 6. What time are we at? No, we still have still have some time left. We can dabble a bit into chapter 6, I guess, before we end for today. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally revealed. Or our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come later. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's absolutely a vital part of ensnaring the Mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Yep.
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. What does this even lead to, though? Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Chapter 6. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel, extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Thanks for the fucking upskirt shot, game. Fucking Jesus. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I thought I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, any excuse to keep this image up, right? Just let's have a conversation now and while we're climbing this, just so we can keep this image up as long as possible. Goddamn horny bastards making this game. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time where being a detective was considered a sacred duty, and my family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting with after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. Every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. And that's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt that he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to kill someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should be open. It should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. Reach my right hand up and push against the hatch. Excuse me. Hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. Can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favour. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the Mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You held me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying, rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
The Mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The Mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. and it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Alright. God damn. Oh, it's night time, so yeah, nobody else will be around.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? I lose? You explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be the chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? What are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realised that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mikuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. So, if the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine to make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because...
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you also love to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you without nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And what's that and that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course you can say that we're just making all this up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown, in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the Mastermind themselves. But what reason would the Mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Berry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. What you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree with your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Let's have one
myself.
final grisly showdown. You agreed? Then we still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. Jesus Christ.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you could claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before. But if it bears repeating, everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations, which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro. It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why do you go all quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm
And
really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyways. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Alright. Not the way I was expecting that to go, but Monokuma's unstable laughter seems to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
Whew.
But still, I'm glad it worked out. Wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the Mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept.
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So, when was it that the Mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the Mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow the Mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something. No matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would seem...
The Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the outside world has a name for the student of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. Wait. Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this would have been a game, but this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least.
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. But that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may have hated what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the clash trial following all the proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, and then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violate their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got the chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning essentially. I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanour is a fundamental part of negotiations and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't just relax yet. All we've done is to earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone?
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Yes, we shall. I mean, is Becky's room? Is he inside?
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Don't remember what anybody's fucking doors are. This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
hey,
I don't think she's here. The fuck? Where are they all? It's nighttime. Celeste, Chihiro. Has it seen her room? Is she inside?
hey,
What the fuck?
hey,
I mean, I've looked in every room. Are they in my room for some reason? This is my room. I can't head back yet. Hello? Are they in her room? Did she like tell them to wait in her room? Or something? Oh, her room's like right the one of the first ones, isn't it?
just a second.
Try checking the message log. They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Yeah. They're in the dorms. But... are they in the cafeteria maybe? suddenly we were greeted with. Oh. What? You again? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah! Ah, there we are.
Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
I am not a ghost, no. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. Started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, it seriously stinks. It's Miko, he smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo shoo! In a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain what? Is it okay that you're here? What if the Mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class
In
trial?
other words,
We're going to redo Mukuru's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing him? Mukuro killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, just like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it was all the work of the Mastermind.
Huh?
You're saying the Mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the Mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. Yeah, just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So, our job is to expose the Mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You're probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you!
Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way things are. Wait, I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the Mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. If we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarising approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. Sure, I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people that take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then, Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So, in other words,
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have to have set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning, and the and add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue? Or do you get it now? You're saying the Mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, you can't say for sure. We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the Mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't get how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot? Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand? In that case, there's no way he could have had all of those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Oh.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then, after making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
You blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream or coffee. You're totally useless. Bye. And with that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. Now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the Mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know, but up till now I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Nina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as a splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. And with that, Kyoko was gone. Leaving only me. I don't have any time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the Mastermind might be one of us. That's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the Mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the Mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which it went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ukisaba, then we'll know who the Mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with the Monokuma face on it, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was. Where the gate was down before. That would be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Alright, well, I think that's a perfect time for us to end for today. And it looks like tomorrow will be the finale of this. Tomorrow's stream will probably be the finale, for sure. We're pretty much right at the end, we just have to do all this investigating and then do the final trial. So yeah. Goddamn. Yeah, that's a perfect place to leave off for the night. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. I am going to head off for the night and we will be back tomorrow to finish Danganronpa. I'm very excited to find out all the secrets and mysteries and everything that's been going on. So yeah, thank you all again for watching and I will see you all tomorrow for more Danganronpa. Have a good night and I will see you all then. Bye bye.